welcome back to Socks and Sandals, and welcome to another pickups video. Unfortunately, if I start showing games and they're out of frame, it's because the camera that actually had the screen on it to where I can see what I was doing broke. So I've gone back to my old camera where I can't do that. But yeah, let's just get into it. We'll start with the one PS1 game I got. So I was in Kansas City for work, was there for 2 weeks, and Andrew, one of the guys I was working with, just happened to mention this game, and I was at Collectible Cards and Games, and they had it. It's a Street Skater. Big fan of the Tony Hawk games, and I was talking about him, and he asked if I'd ever played Street Skater. I had not. I'd never even heard of Street Skater, but it was just kind of cool to find a game after he talked about it at a game store, because I had it like in my Mercari cart, and then I just found it out in the wild, so that's pretty cool. A lot of the soundtrack, I don't know any of them. Less Than Jake is really the only band I've heard of off of here. It's got Less Than Jake, Plastilina Mosh, Weston, H2O, All, Straight Faced, The Pie Tasters, Eye Against Eye, and Gas Huffer. If y'all know any of those bands there and you're a fan of skateboarding games, maybe check this one out. If you've seen the Classic Games Fest video, you remember when I talked about Hunter the Reckoning Wayward? So my dad cleaned out a friend's house. Like, she was getting rid of her house and she had a bunch of junk, and she had a bunch of VHS tapes. Well, in the VHS tape was this game, but well, it wasn't the game, it was just the case and the artwork, but the artwork was flipped around, and I thought they had something written on it, but it was just the white part. So when I was like looking through, because she had some Wii games, so I was checking through everything to see if she had any other games. And I just happened to like find this, saw that it was a blank white thing. So when I opened it, I was like, oh, that's a PS2 case. So when I pulled the artwork out, I noticed it was Hunter the Reckoning, which I have the other two games on Xbox. This one's a PS2 exclusive. So I thought, well, heck, I'll just see if I can find a loose copy of that. So I purchased a loose copy off of eBay, and yeah, there we go. So I've got all of the Hunter the Reckoning games, and I just noticed that this High Voltage, so I just finished Toy Story Mania. You guys won't see that until next week, but I just finished that, and it was also made by Danger High Voltage. So small world. This next game I got at the Second Collectibles Cards and whatever. Games, Collectibles, and Cards, whatever. I literally just said it. But it's a Smuggler's Run 2. I already had the first Smuggler's Run. I haven't played either of these. My PS2 also broke. So that's cool. But yeah, kind of like a Twisted Metal sort of car combat thing. I know nothing about the Smuggler's Run series other than that. And next up, so we got PS4. We've got 2 games for the PS4. And I finally got me a copy of The Last of Us Part 2. I got this at GameStop, I believe, for $18. I think at Walmart, brand new, it's $19. So not the greatest deal, but I was at GameStop. I was already going to get some games anyways. I think I still had some trade credit left, so I went ahead and picked this up. I already know all about The Last of Us Part 2. That's why I've just I'll play it eventually, but it's not anywhere near the top of my backlog to play. Just the whole, like, yeah, killing off Joel is one thing, but having to play as, I don't even know her name, the chick that kills Joel, I just don't care for that. How it, like, you play through a good portion of it as Ellie, and then it stops everything, rewinds time, and now you've got to play that other chick's side of the story. So I'm just, whatever. It's just not exciting for me right now. But it'll be put into the PlayStation wheel, so if it gets picked, I'll have to play it. But then I got Neo. I actually got this at Found It Electronics. So I had Neo 2 from a previous GameStop. I think it was like a 4 for 40, 4 for 20 sale. So I went ahead and got Neo. I think I only paid like $4.99 for this, so pretty decent deal. It's a Souls-like, but now that I have the first one, I can actually start the series, so that's also in the PlayStation wheel. And then next up, we've actually got a pretty decent sized Xbox One Series X stack. So these first two games here I got at Recharge Electronics in Dallas. So I got Soul Hackers 2. This is made by the same person that made AI, the Somnium Files. I've played the one on PlayStation. I have Nirvana Initiative on the Series X. I haven't played it yet. But, yeah, I've been looking for Soul Hackers 2. I actually found this a long time ago at Game Exchange, and it had the, whatever this chick's name is, I think like a pre-order bonus was it came with a card. And I found that at Game Exchange, but it was a little bit more than I wanted to spend at that moment in time. So I kind of missed out on that, but I'll get around to playing this eventually. This next one, I actually played a little bit of. I thought it was a pretty good deal. So it's Project Cars, the Game of the Year edition. So the Game of the Year edition comes with all of the DLC that was released for the game, and it's on disc. So I paid $4.99 for that, and I thought that was a pretty good deal. I've played a little bit of this. The driving is fine. It's still like, I'm guessing slightly Mad Studios is kind of an indie studio. It feels like indie work, but, you know, it's playable. The first event in like the go-kart racing thing is bugged because when it starts, for whatever reason, your driver is driving even though no one else has even started, but he's like driving into a wall and you have no control over that. So when the race actually starts, everyone passes you and you've got to catch up. That was just crazy. I've never seen a glitch like that, but yeah, it's a fine racing game. Next up, I got this at a America Pawn, whatever the heck it's called. But it's Sniper Ghost Warrior 3. I think I paid $5 for it. So I have the first Sniper Ghost Warrior, so I need to get the second, and I think that's all of them. I don't know if there's a fourth one, but yeah, if it's anything like the Sniper Elite series, I'm sure it could be enjoyable. Heck, maybe Nathan can play it because he likes those games. So this could be something that he plays for the channel. And then next up, so I bought this new at GameStop. It's System Shock. Big BioShock fan. BioShock is one of my favorite games of all time. I would say series, but I've kind of looked back at BioShock Infinite not as fondly, but yeah. When this got announced that Night Dive Studios was going to remake the first System Shock, I believe I backed this on Kickstarter. I really wanted to play it, and then it finally got an actual physical release on Xbox, so I bought it. I have yet to play this, but I'm debating whether or not after I finish the Disney Pixar Challenge if I want to start an achievement hunt tours for this or for another big series I want to do. It's a toss-up, but I really want to play this. And then lastly, for Xbox One Series X, we have Resident Evil 3. So when the remake came out, I actually bought this digitally on PlayStation. A big mistake. I bought it because of the Resident Evil Resistance. Seth at the time didn't have an Xbox, so the only way we would have been able to play the Resistance mode together was if I got it for PlayStation. So I bought it for PlayStation. I think we did one match and that mode sucked. Kind of a waste on my part, but so Resident Evil 3 I don't like as much as Resident Evil 2. In fact, I think it's far less than Resident Evil 2. I don't mind the shortness of it. Nemesis gets on my nerves. Like, I understand you fight Tyrant a few times in Resident Evil 2, but it just seems like you fight Nemesis way too fucking much in this. Like, I got so tired of having to fight Nemesis by the end of it. It was just dumb. But I did a few of the, like, challenge run. Like, I think I did the, get the S rank. I think I did the S rank for both of them for, I think his name's Carlos. Am I being racist, or is his name actually Carlos? But I did both of them for Jill and then whatever Frodo there is. I bought it on Xbox because, you know, I may replay through it and just get some achievements. Who knows? Again, like I typically do, Xbox 360 is last, and good God, I buy a lot of Xbox 360 games. It's just the disparity between all of the other games I got is just crazy. So first up, like I mentioned earlier, I literally just finished the achievement hunters for the Disney Pixar Challenge. So this is Toy Story Mania. It is a shooting gallery party game, and it's actually really fun. As you can see, it is made by the same people that did Hunter the Reckoning Wayward. So that's interesting. But yeah, I actually enjoyed this. The full completion, getting all of the achievements, isn't anything difficult. There are a few RNG related achievements, but other than that, it's pretty much a gimme. It requires a little more effort than a Telltale game, but it's also fun. If you're looking for easy gamer score, Toy Story Mania, and I think it's relatively cheap comparatively to a lot of Xbox 360 games. I think right now you can get it for like maybe $10. I don't know. I paid $11 for it off of Goodwill Finds. So next up is Quake 4. So I got this. There was a Facebook Marketplace post that had Velvet Assassin, Quake 4, Fallout New Vegas Ultimate Edition, Call of Juarez Bound in Blood, and Call of Duty 2 Game of the Year Edition. It had a bunch of games that I was like, well, a few of those I need for my collection. So I offered it. I think he had it listed for like $120 or something, and I just was like, hey, would you take 80 for all? And he said, yeah. The issue is that he was in Rule, R-U-L-E, Rule, Texas, and that's a 3-hour drive for me. So my dad and I went up there, and we picked those games up. Velvet Assassin was still selling pretty decently, so I sold that for $25. And the games I didn't keep, a lot of them will be in the stack. Like New Vegas Ultimate Edition is coming up next. But the ones I didn't keep, I just traded in. Like I said, here's Fallout New Vegas Ultimate Edition. It does have both discs. I would open the case, but the little flap part for the second disc is loose, so it would just come tumbling right out of there. I already have New Vegas. I have not my original copy because Nathan sold that a long time ago, but the copy I bought to replace it, I still have that. But yeah, this is the Ultimate Edition. It comes with all of the New Vegas DLC, and New Vegas is my favorite Fallout game, so I thought, why not? I'll keep it. I already have all of the DLC. I've purchased it digitally, but I guess it's kind of nice to own a physical copy of all DLC. And as also previously mentioned, there is Call of Juarez Bound in Blood. I already had it's not the Devil's Cartel, I think it's just the Cartel, and so I was like, well, I need that one. I bought the first Call of Juarez at the Classic Games Fest, but yeah, I think that'll be mentioned in another pickup, or did I mention that last pickup video? It's getting kind of hard to keep track, but yeah. I haven't played any of the Call of Juarez games. I hear they're okay, but I'm a fan of first-person shooters, so I'll probably enjoy them somewhat. And then Call of Duty Game of the Year Edition. I did also already have this, but my copy had reprinted artwork courtesy of Nathan, and you could tell it was reprinted. So I thought it was just an extra bonus that that Facebook Marketplace lot had the Game of the Year edition of Call of Duty 2. So I thought that was kind of serendipitous, that lot, to find that one. Rogue Warrior was another one that was in that, and the main character here is voiced by Mickey Rourke. I played this a little bit back when Nathan and I were in an achievement battle a long time ago. He played this and he recommended it. He said it was pretty decent gamer score. I never finished it, but I kept this. So another lot I bought off Facebook Marketplace has a copy of this where it's a normal case. I kept this because it's Movie Gallery. I used to live in Hillsboro, Texas, and I actually lived in Bynum at the time. We would go to Hillsboro's Movie Gallery and rent movies quite frequently. And when Movie Gallery shut down, I was saddened. It's actually still there. The sign for Movie Gallery is still on the building. It's been there, 15 years, and they haven't taken the sign down or done anything else with that building. I don't know what's going on with it, but I had to keep the Movie Gallery case just for the nostalgia. So I'm keeping all of these stickers, the $29.99 Movie Gallery sticker, that one there. Yeah, all of that is staying on this. Fucking, whatever. And then next up, so at the same pawn shop, I got Sniper Ghost Warrior 3. I got Fable 2, the Platinum Hits version. So this one includes, I don't think all of the DLC, because I think when this released, they released another DLC after. But it includes a majority of the DLC. This is like one of the Platinum Hits games that is more valuable than the normal because it has all of the DLC. So that's cool. But yeah, I got this, and I believe so they had it listed for $5, and the case it came in, like the art or the little plastic thing here was torn and the case was broken. So they had it listed for $5, and I asked him if he would do 3 for it. And he's like, you know what? I'll give it to you for 2 because it's a 360 game. I guess he didn't know 360 was on the rise at that time, but I wasn't going to complain for $2. So that was neat. And then this next game, so it's Tenchu Z. Obviously it's loose. I got this at the antique flea market in Mesquite. I paid $10 for it. This is another one of those 360 games that kind of rose in value. I think right now, loose, according to CLZ, it's $20. My sticking point for this is that it's FromSoft. The terrible taste that's left in my mouth is from Ninja Blade, and that gross ass fucking opening cutscene. I know FromSoft design enemies in a grotesque way, like Dark Souls, Bloodborne, all of that. So I'm just real iffy on playing this because I don't want to see that again. Like, that seriously just bothered me to no end. It was just disgusting. So yeah, that's my only reason I'm not wanting to play this. Plus I hear it controls terribly. It's a wonder why people have priced it so high, but yeah. And someone scratched into the side Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. This next one I got at Game Exchange. Is the receipt in this case? It is. So I got Phantasy Star Universe? Yes. RPG that I've never played. Apparently the Phantasy Star was big on the Dreamcast. Phantasy Star Online. Yeah, it's a JRPG. So I thought I'd give it a try. Paid $10 for it. Whatever. I think it had, because the original Phantasy Star Online was an MMO. So I think this had multiplayer, you could play through it with other people. Yeah, online multiplayer 1 through 6. But it also says interplanetary single player adventure across 12 chapters. So you could play it by yourself. So it's not online only. It is a JRPG. I have plenty of those. I will never have the time to play any of them. So it will just sit on the shelf. And at the same time I bought Phantasy Star Universe, I got Earth Defense Force Insect Armageddon. I believe they had the other one, but it was a little more than this one. I paid $7.99 for this one. I don't know. I was like, I'll just get one Earth Defense Force game, give it a shot, and if I like it enough, I'll get the other ones. But yeah, I hear these are good, like Japanese jank fun. Just killing giant insects. Like, it knows exactly what it is. It's Starship Troopers before Helldivers 2 came out. So I do intend to do another Achievement Hunters Variety Hour. So when that happens, all of these, like Red Faction Armageddon here, these are all going to be added to the wheel. So we'll see. We'll see which ones actually get picked. But yeah, I got this at Collectibles, Cards, and Games, or whatever the hell it's called. It was $4.99. This is one of those that I'm surprised didn't increase in value, because everybody likes to talk about like giving games a second chance, and I remember when this one came out, nobody liked it, so I guess it's just that bad that even the second chancers didn't want it. But yeah, it was only $4.99. Believe it's first person, or it's either first person or third person. Could be fun. It's a shooter. I played a little bit of, what is it, Red Faction Guerrilla when it was free with Games with Gold, but I didn't play a lot of it. Like, I bashed up the space station with the hammer, and that's it. Next up, we have The Walking Dead Survival Instinct. So this was in the lot of games I got from, what was his name? Leon? It was the video where I got Peter Jackson's King Kong. I did play this when it came out. Walking Dead was hot to trot at that time, and Daryl is my favorite character from The Walking Dead, so when this came out, I bought it. I believe when it released, it was only $30. I don't think it was a full price game when it came out. And it's not good. It's not a good game. I did beat it. But yeah, it's not good at all. This next one from the same thing, I think about like the next 5 games are going to be from that Facebook Marketplace. I got Peter Jackson's King Kong. It's Iron Man. I already had Iron Man 2, so it was kind of cool to get the first one in that lot. Haven't played either of them. They are movie tie-in games, so probably relatively easy completions, but I hear Iron Man 2 is extremely janky, so may not be as easy as I think. This next one I played a little bit. It's a Black Site Area 51. This is another game that Nathan played when we were in an achievement battle together. I believe he beat it. I don't think I ever ended up beating this one. I only played a short bit of it. But, yeah. Again, another game I got from Leo. Sorry, it's been a minute since that time. And, Sniper Ghost Warrior, like I said, Leo. But because I had this one, I was more inclined to buy the third one on Xbox One. So, and Resident Evil Revelations, not my favorite Resident Evil game. Again, it's kind of gross. Like, you're on a boat, so a lot of the zombies' skin is like pale and they've absorbed too much moisture. So that's nasty. But you do play, you play as Claire or Jill in this one. I think Claire is Revelations 2. I believe this is Jill. And then some other guy. I think her partner is someone I don't know. But, yeah, this used to be on Game Pass. I stopped paying for Game Pass. I now have a physical copy, so I don't have to worry about that. It'll be added to the wheel because I haven't played the 360 version of that. the, like, probably, like, the coolest Facebook Marketplace find is Peter Jackson's King Kong. So, if you haven't seen that video where I get this, Peter Jackson's King Kong is one of the... I don't want to say the word grail. It's one of the games that a lot of achievement hunters seek out because it's an easy 1,000 gamer score. You get the entire 1,000 gamer score for playing it. The good thing about this one, as opposed to like Avatar: The Burning Earth, which that's another one, is this one's actually good. From what I hear, people say that this is an actual good adaptation of the King Kong movie. It apparently was made parallel to the movie with Peter Jackson helping. That's why his name is on it. I don't think I'll ever do an achievement hunt tours, but I will play all of this and get all of the 1,000 gamer score eventually. So this is another one that it was in that same lot. This is the last game from that lot. Kind of uncommon now. You don't see it a lot. Like I said in that video, I remember seeing this at Big Lots for $5. Back when Big Lots sold video games. So it's just crazy how these things pan out. Like games you would never think. Like the episodes from Liberty City, the standalone thing. I would see that at Big Lots as well. I actually bought that from Big Lots for $5. The disappointing thing about that when I bought it is that it doesn't include GTA 4. It's just The Lost and the Damned and The Ballad of Gay Tony. But that one's kind of become sought after. And then shit like this. I haven't played it, so hell, it might be a good... It looks like it's an on-rails shooter where you hunt down dinosaurs. It might be good. I don't know. This next game I bought at... It's not Glen Heights. DeSoto. I believe it's DeSoto Half Price Books, which closed down last month. That's the second Half Price Books in my area to close down. Now the closest one to me is going to be Rockwall. No, Richardson. That's the closest Half Price Books to me now. But it's The Godfather, the first one, the game. So I played the second Godfather and actually got all of the achievements in it. Apparently, according to my gamer card, I have one achievement in this. I don't know when I ever played it. I probably didn't. It's probably like one of Kyle's friends came over, and that was back when we all shared the same Xbox. So if it was auto signed in, they just played the game on whoever's account first signed in. I don't have the receipt for this one in here, but it does include the map. I think I paid $24 for this, which I don't rightly remember what it currently goes for, but I thought it was a pretty, like, I don't ever see it often, and when I do see it, it's like $40. So 24, that's a pretty okay. I'm all right with paying that. It's like a Walmart sale price, like $19.99. So, and we have done the achievement hunt tours in this one as well. This is Cars 3 Driven to Win. And I don't want to say too much about it because I would rather you go watch that video instead to get my full view on this game. But yeah, it is part of the Disney Pixar Games Challenge. So if you would like to know more about Cars 3 Driven to Win, you can go watch the Achievement Hunt Tours video on it. And lastly, for Xbox 360 is the first game we did for the Disney Pixar Games Challenge, and that is Disney Pixar's Connect Rush, a Disney Pixar adventure. So, yep. Again, if you would like more insightful comments on the game itself, you can go watch the video. All of these, I think I did a pretty good job on the videos themselves. So, this is definitely like the biggest undertaking I've done with the channel so far, because it's been like back-to-back kids games to get achievements. My thumbs actually hurt and my eyes are sore from playing so many video games, but that is what I asked for. So if you would like to see the Disney Pixar games played in the challenge, consider subscribing. Or if you want to see me get a Pixar tattoo, you may subscribe to do that as well. If you've played any of these games here, leave it in the comments down below. Which one's your favorite? Which ones do you want me to play first? But other than that, leave a like and check back next time for whatever I do. Bye-bye.